You know what blows my mind about this game? It's loaded. This game loads so freaking fast. It's right. I could hit A any moment now, and it'd load up. What? Like Animal Crossing takes a full minute plus. And then like you load up the game for a minute, then you gotta do a cutscene, then it takes like another minute to actually get you in the game. Nope, not this one. This game seconds, and like we can just skip the cutscene. We're already in. Holy crap, Camelot. Nintendo, whoever did it, that's impressive. So we're gonna just play some golf today. There is Golfing Adventure, which I am. I've done some of the Golfing Adventure. I have not beaten it, obviously, but I have played some of it. It's fine, nothing outstanding, obviously. But we're just gonna do some normal, standard golf. Maybe we'll do some speed golf, depending on how long it takes. We're gonna do some button controls. It's just to me. Stroke play, but I'm going to do all at once because I know if you do take turns, a full 18 holes takes like 2.5 hours. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna do all at once. I think that should considerably cut down our time. Yep, that sounds good. I like Mario Kart. I am my main Rosalina. And I'm thinking I want to do one of the other courses. I've mostly been playing these two. Like, whenever I play with other people, we do one of these two. I think let's try the Wild Weather Woods. That'd be fun. Wind, normal, T, standard, starting hole 1. Yeah, let's just do a full 18. Why not, you know? Oh, that's interesting. That's actually in the... Huh, that's something from story mode. There's not much that goes on. Like, you see that circle in the middle? That's a thing that happens in story mode. That's interesting that they put that in there. Not much actually happens. And story mode's kind of underwhelming. And definitely, if you want a golf game with a fun story, go play Golf Story. I know it plays differently than this. But it's just, Golf Story is such a fucking good game. Yes, I'm pretty... Also, you're going to see how terrible I am at golf today. Like, I just straight up suck. Like, no shit. Am I terrible?
Ready?
Oh, there's, let's just take the risk. I was worried about that lightning cloud. We'll be fine. So yeah, how y'all doing? It's... Oh. It's been as I think I've mentioned before, I started new classes this week. So it has been a very fucking busy week for me. I have read hundreds of pages. It's, oh my god, I'm so tired. Oh, also the CPUs. I don't, did I get a chance to set CPU difficulty? I guess I didn't. I guess they're probably garbage. I mean, this is golf. What else? This is Mario Golf. What else do you expect? But yeah, I have been... Ah, God. I've just been so... I was honestly going to cancel... Not cancel the show this week, but I was going to push it to tomorrow. Right? My plan wasn't to do an in-chat today. I was going to wait until tomorrow, and we were going to do... God, oh, gosh dang. Yeah, I wasn't going to do one today, and I was going to wait until tomorrow. And there were a few reasons for that. One is that I had assignments due, which I did luckily finish. Also, the PlayStation State of Play that we'll be talking about in a little bit, I hadn't actually seen yet. I just watched the PlayStation State of Play less than an hour ago. Because, yeah, I was so busy that I just completely missed it when it happened. So it was just like, oh yeah, I'll get around to it when I get around to that. I should have gotten a little bit more left. I will be fine, actually. Curved, I kind of hate the curve sometimes in this. But, you know, you gotta do what you can do. But yeah, so it's just been a busy week. Not to say I have... Okay, honestly, it's going to be a very sparse WIBE. I'll fully admit that. Ooh. Come on, come on. No, I overshot it. Ah. Hey, Popper. Oh, really? You're gonna... Ooh. God! Oh, God! Ah. Yeah, I'm not too good at golf. And then I see people get like 20, 30. I've seen a person get 30 under par. Meanwhile, I just did what, a double bogey? Oh, God, I'm terrible at golf. Really good at Golf Story. Like, I got that game's mechanics. And okay, I never got putting, but I did figure out how to get constant, how to get, like, really good at chip-ins. Of course, we're still fine, because the CPUs are garbo, obviously. But yeah, it's been such a busy fucking week for me. But I'm not in the clear. I still have a paper. I have a paper due on, in like a few days. I have a paper due on like Sunday night. So that'll be, I don't want to say fun, but I've got a lot more readings to do as well. I've done a few hundred pages. I have about 100 more to go. Should have curved it more.
Nice approach.
But yeah, it's been a busy week. And there's also just there's not that much to talk about this week either. I think we have 4 news stories and a very minimal WIBE because I've done one thing this week. Because again, I haven't even I should have beaten the story by Mario Golf at this point. The game's been out long enough. Actually, I kind of want to go this way. I should have put a top spin on it. Yeah, if I put a top... whatever. Yeah, it's just... And this is the next, like... Admittedly, it gets a little easier in, like, like a few weeks. Like, starting... Oh, God, that... Ugh. Okay, let's see. We're working against the wind there. Nope, still overshot it. Really? Our elevation was mostly the same, right? That's what's screwing me over on putting right now, is that the elevation has... I think the elevation's the same, but it's clearly not. Oh, God, I am terrible at this fucking game. But yeah, so we've got 4 news stories, technically. I might bring up, like, 1 or 2 more things. But yeah, it's been a very sparse week. However, our main story tonight, which is what we're going to open with, because it was the first one, I guess we were cutting downhill, is the Nintendo Switch OLED model. Nintendo announced their new Switch model, and of course, So we were all expecting a Switch Pro. Last month I was like, oh, is this going to be the week with the Switch Pro? Is it finally going to happen? Never happened, leading up to E3. And I was always just waiting, like, hey, is this going to be Switch Pro today? Finally? Never happened. And then finally this week, they announced this is not the Switch Pro. This is the Switch OLED model. So what does that... God damn it, we're doing terrible. So what does Switch OLED model mean? Like, what the hell does that even mean? Well, this is not the Switch Pro. And the big thing... So the thing that set everybody off, the reason why everybody is so against this thing, is because this isn't the Switch Pro, because it has no power upgrades. We were hoping that, hey, maybe the Switch Pro will have some DLSS, I think it's called. Maybe it'll have better RAM, better CPU, right? Better storage. And it technically does have better storage. But you know, we had all these hopes for like a Switch Pro having an upgraded hardware. And this just isn't that. This thing really doesn't have better hardware. It's about it's basically the same hardware as a Nintendo Switch, minus it has, I guess, a better speaker. So okay, there's obviously the OLED screen, which I know, I don't have like an OLED TV or anything, but I do know OLED TVs look really nice. Like, I have heard that. I'm pretty sure my phone is OLED, even though I could totally be wrong about that. It's probably something else. But I know OLED looks nice. People really like OLED screens. So that's good. Because, like, one of my big problems with the Switch is that you can't really see it. Like, I take the Switch out. Like, if I were to take the Switch outside right now... Okay, well, it's the middle of the night, so I'd be fine. But, like, you know, if I take the Switch out in the middle of the day, I just wouldn't be able to see shit. It's because of how this lighting works and all that, and you just can't see shit. And it kind of sucks. But I know OLED works, like, better? Like, I'd actually be able to see it. Which is good. That sounds like a good thing, and I'm, in theory, down for that. So that on that size, I do like that. It's got a slightly bigger screen. It's not 0.7 of an inch. I don't remember how big of a screen it is. My God, did Yoshi just do a triple bogey? It's got a slightly better screen. That's good. That I like. And then so there's the enhanced screen, there's enhanced audio, and there's what else? It's got an enhanced kickstand. That's cool. It's got a new... You know what? I'll just... let's finish this whole... And I'll just straight up show the trailer for it. I might as well. But yeah, it's just all around... So, the thing is... A lot of people were hoping for an upgraded Switch. The hardware of the Switch itself... God damn it, Bunker, really? Is about on par with so the hardware, so the actual Switch itself, the hardware is on par with like an Xbox One or like a base Xbox One or a base PS4. Those consoles came out 7, 8 years ago now. So of course we wanted some upgrades, obviously. And these just aren't like we wanted some upgrades, we wanted a better, higher quality system, and that's just not what this is. And so to that end, people are disappointed. And to say disappointed is probably a bit of an understatement. Some people are fucking pissed about this. You know, give me a second. I'm pulling up the trailer right now because I am curious about it. Copyright's fine. We'll kill the music, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. Switch OLED. Come on. There it is. A Nintendo trailer. So this is OLED model, which we'll talk about the name in a second. They're promoting it with Metroid Dread. That's cool. Because, like, promoting a console with a Metroid game. Nintendo doesn't give a fuck about Metroid, so using Metroid as, like, the primary promotion... I mean, I know it launches on the same day, and it's like, they don't have a Breath of the Wild, or Pokemon Legends, but, like, still. That means a lot for Zelda. Bigger screen, yeah. As well as being OLED. Of course, they can still Breath of the Wild. Everyone has been clowning on this. The guy coming in, sitting on, not like going to a couch, but just sitting in a hallway to play Pokemon. Everyone's been clowning on this moment. I guess, you know, I'm going to actually pause it right there real quick. So I guess people are pointing out that if you look... Oops. If you look at these screenshots of Pokemon, they look better. Like, the game looks improved. Like, the graphics are better. I personally... I don't have a problem with Pokemon, Diamond, Pearl, Remake, whatever's graphics. I think the graphics are fine. And looking at the graphics here, I guess I do technically see improvement, but I don't have an eye for this detail. I just don't. So personally, like, I don't really see it. I know there's something with the backpack. I know there's something with, like, the background or something. I don't know. I've just seen people freaking out about this. The wide adjustable kickstand, this is good. I've talked before about how the best kickstand I own is the Wii U gamepad kickstand. Or no, it's not called a kickstand. The Wii U gamepad came with like a little stand, not the charging cradle. It's just like a little piece of plastic. It's a sturdy fucking piece of plastic, and it's really good. It sits at you can put a phone in this. It sits at the perfect angle. This thing is fucking amazing. I think you can buy them on Amazon for a few bucks. That's like that look exactly like this. This thing is great. Because, yeah, it's exactly what you want. I use this thing on the Switch as well, especially for that period where I couldn't play on the TV because, you know, my Switch was broken and it worked fine in handheld mode. But the problem with the Switch's kickstand is you want something, because when you want a kickstand, you want something that lays back, but doesn't, like, lay right, but it's not, like, too laid back. But it's also not too forward. The problem with the Switch's kickstand is it stands almost completely vertical. It stands almost straight up. And because of that, you're not really... Like, you want something that, like, when you look down, you're looking down at, like, the angle of it. The Switch is too angled upwards, so you're just not getting a good angle on it. That's my problem with the Switch's kickstand. Not that it was flimsy. I never had a problem with that. My problem was the angle. So, the kickstand being more sturdy, that's good, but what matters is that I can adjust it, because I hate when it's too sturdy. Like, right around here-ish is your, like, perfect position. right? Where you've got some angle, but you don't have too much angle. That's what you want. And I think you can totally go too far like that. I think there's like somewheres in there, there's a best. So adjustable kickstand, that's cool. That because you just got to get it at the right angle. And the Switch just didn't. It didn't, like, if it bent down a little bit more, you could probably get it. This is the enhanced audio. I'm assuming it means better speakers on, like, the bottom of the system. And this is what I was talking about earlier about being able to take the stupid thing outside. Yeah, you can probably actually see it outside now, which is good. We got the new dock here, which, so it's a better design, and it's got a LAN port. It took Nintendo, because the Wii U didn't have a LAN port, right? So it's taken Nintendo like 20, because I think the Xbox and the PS2 had a LAN port. I don't think the GameCube did. And you know what? The PS2 might not have had a LAN port. I know the Xbox did, though. At least I'm like 90% sure. So yeah, it took Nintendo this long to get a LAN port. And we do know... I'll talk about that in a second, actually. Let's finish this trailer. There's some music playing. I'm not going to risk it on Switch. October 8th is the release date. Like I said, it's the same release date as Metroid Dread. Solid release date right around the corner. So yeah, that's the new Switch trailer. So, honest thoughts on it? This isn't for everybody. This new Switch for sure isn't for everybody. That's something a lot of, because, with the idea of like a Switch Pro, you want a Switch that's for, right, like, hey, for people who already own a Switch, which over 80 million people do, you want the Switch Pro to be huge. And that's just not what this is. So, to that end, people are disappointed. Because, they wanted something big, and that's just not what this is. They wanted that big Pro hardware upgrade. But there's a reason this isn't called the Switch Pro. There's a specific reason. There's a reason this is called the Switch OLED model. And the reason for that is, this is not like a new Switch Pro. This is a replacement to the Switch. I'd compare this to the DS XL or the 3DS XL. Because you know how, like, you got the Switch Lite, which is like the 2DS. Now we have this Switch Pro, or the Switch OLED model. God, I'm gonna keep calling it Switch Pro. We now have the Switch OLED model, which is the Switch X, which is like the XL. Because I know at one point they did refurbish the Switch. I thought that happened in I think it happened in 2019, but I guess it happened at the same time as the Switch Lite, which surprised me, because for some reason I thought the Switch Lite and the Switch OLED model, I thought the Switch Lite and that Switch V2, as we're going to call it, I thought those happened about a year apart, but no, they happened within just a few months of each other. So I looked up what the Switch V2 was. Because, they basically just were like, hey, we're going to have a new model of the Switch. It's the Switch V2, so what are the big differences? And I looked it up, and the big difference was the battery life. It had a highly extended battery life. And, the screen was a little better. I think the screen was a little, warmer colors. It was a little brighter as well. It was just a slightly better screen. It wasn't a big upgrade like this OLED. I am just having terrible luck today, sir. Terrible luck. But yeah, so it wasn't a huge upgrade, but it was an upgrade. The Switch Pro, or the Switch V2, as we're going to call it, right, it was an upgrade. Now, this Switch OLED model is an upgrade to that upgrade. That's how I would describe this. An upgrade to an upgrade. Basically, we had the Switch V2, which I think is, most people just call, like, I think it's labeled in GameStop systems as the Switch V2, which is why I'm calling it that. But yeah, we had that, and it had a better battery life. There was like one, because it didn't have any improved processing. Like, it took the exact same time to load and everything. It was just a minor upgrade. Right? It just had, the big thing was, I think it had a different chip, which gave it a better battery life, because it took the exact same amount of time to charge. Like, it takes like 2 to 3 hours for a Switch to charge, and it takes 2 to 3 hours for the Switch V2 to charge. Even though the Switch V2 can last for like 9 hours, as where the normal Switch can last for like 3. And I know that's a big deal. So yeah, to that end, this is an upgrade on that. This is not like the Switch Pro. This is not something like that. This is like in a year or two, I would not be surprised if they base out the original, or if they phase out the original Switch model and are like, hey, guess what? This new Switch is here to stay. I totally should have made that chip in. So yeah, that's my guess, that they're gonna slowly... I didn't move it over enough. They're gonna slowly start phasing out the Switch, the normal Switch model, and it's just gonna be, hey, the OLED model, the Switch Lite, and later... I still think the Switch Pro is happening, just not until next year. And then I would also not be surprised if next year we get a Switch Lite OLED model. The Switch Lite OLED model, it's $50 more, and it's a Switch Lite with an OLED screen. I would not be surprised if that happened. So yeah, that's my whole reason for the name. That's why it's not called the Switch Pro. That's why it has a kind of stupid name. Even though, of course, the name could always be worse. I like Switch Pro. I think Switch Pro is a good name. I stand by that. However, other names like Switch 2 or new Nintendo Switch are fucking terrible names. Super Switch is okay. Super Switch is an okay name. But yeah, I think this thing could have had a way worse name. But it's... You know, the second it doesn't zoom in, it's like, oh, you're fucked. The reason it's called OLED model, and because it's not a bad name, it's just an awkward name. It's a very descriptive name. And the reason it has such a descriptive name is because, yeah, it's just an upgrade to the base Switch. This is the Switch XL all over it. Or this is basically the Switch XL. Which people didn't want. They wanted a new Nintendo Switch, or they wanted new Nintendo Switch Pro XL featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series and Knuckles. And that's not what they got here. So, of course they're disappointed. I keep saying that people are disappointed. I've seen this thing get a lot of shit. What about me? Or what about people who are interested in this thing? Well, so if you have a Switch and your Switch works fine, right? You have a fine, well-working Switch, right? You have a Switch that works good, no complaints about it. And especially if you primarily play in docked mode, this product is not for you. You have no reason to get it. Same thing with the Switch Lite. The Switch Lite if you already owned a Switch, the Switch Lite just wasn't for you. I know some people, right, they want every product to be made for them or whatever, or they wanted the Switch Pro. But no, this product isn't for you, if that's what you wanted. If you, let's say, like, you're constantly on the go, and you primarily play in handheld mode, right? Let's just say, hypothetically, you constantly are on the go, and you play in handheld mode mostly, then yes, this is a product for you. If your Switch is getting up there, and yeah, this is, if you primarily play in handheld, you'll probably like this. If you don't, if you play on the TV, well, it's no worry. You don't need, I mean, unless you get an OLED, because you're not going to use the OLED screen. Personally, I play a lot in handheld mode. I don't actually need the OLED screen. Like, that's not something I would personally use, because, or I do use it occasionally, but I primarily play my Switch in TV mode. Because that's just what I do, right? I have it all easily set up. But I have taken my Switch on the go and whatnot. But, of course, would I buy this thing? Yes. Am I going to buy this thing? Yes. And there's one specific reason why. That hopefully people have... that I've been giving away for months now. And that is because my Switch is broken. It has it's old. I bought it when it came out. I never bought the refurbished Switch V2 or anything. I've had it this entire time. Right, my Switch is a launch edition day one. I've had it the entire time, and as of April, it developed a bit of an overheating problem. And while I recently found a way around it, it definitely isn't convenient. That's how I put it. It for sure isn't a convenient way to do things. So, of course, the Switch OLED model, like the LAN port doesn't appeal to me. I don't have Ethernet. I don't have an Ethernet cable. God, that did not go as far as I wanted it to. My Ethernet cable does not connect, as you would say. Right? Like, I don't have... like, my Wi-Fi router's on the other... like, way on the other side of the house. So that's not in the cards for me. That doesn't... the OLED screen doesn't really appeal to me. It doesn't have better RAM, better processing power, so... yeah. The new kickstand is neat, but how often will I realistically use it? That's a good question. But here's the thing. My Switch is broken. Of course I'm going to buy this thing. My Switch is broken. So while this isn't and you may say, well, hey, you kind of have your Switch working. Why don't you just wait for a Switch Pro next year that you still think is coming? And I could, but I've also been saving up money for this thing for like... admittedly, I thought this could have gone up to like $500. Nope. Wow, did a game only take us 30 minutes? God, when everyone goes at the same time, games go a lot faster. Just let that be a lesson. Oh my gosh. We'll do one of the other courses. And we did terrible. Oh, we got a new club set. I've been working towards that. Oh, and we can now do the new map. I don't want to do the new map yet. I'm good. I want to do this one, Ridge Rock Lake. I guess in theory we could try online, but meh. Even though, as I said last week, I actually haven't had many problems with the online. But yeah, no, the Switch Pro, or the Switch OLED model, yeah, it appeals to me because my Switch kind of is broken. I know I have it working right now, because I eventually found a solution, but that took months to find, and I'm still kind of worried that it's going to overheat. Right? I still have that worry, as I should. That's a reasonable worry to have. So, of course, I'm not... like, I haven't committed to... oh, we're hitting the bunker. Oh, no, we're hitting these rock dudes. Ugh. Come on, gotta go fast. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this thing up. I have been waiting for pre-orders because I know it went up at Best Buy, or I know like they filled it, like Best Buy has like, hey, pre-purchase, or like they put up like a page for the Switch Pro or the Switch. God damn, I'm gonna keep calling it the Switch. I've been calling it the Switch Pro for months now. It's hard to break that habit, you know. But yeah, the Switch OLED model. They put up pre-order pages on like Best Buy and GameStop and a few other places, but at no point has it actually gone up yet. And you know, even though there's a lot of people who hate this thing, there's a lot of people who don't want this thing, scalpers still exist. This is still going to be a nightmare to find. Obviously. So while I'm looking for it, I'm not like rushing out to like, oh, look at that.
Excellent.
That's been our best shot all day. Well, yeah, well, I want it, and I'm going to get it, because, again, I've been saving for this thing for months, because I assumed it was going to be a lot more. This Switch OLED model, that's not even a Switch Pro, is why I didn't buy a PS5. So, yeah, that happened. Yeah, I don't know. This definitely isn't for everybody. If there are many factors like, hey, this isn't for you, but if you've never got, assuming you don't want to get like the cheaper Switch Lite, assuming that's not what you're looking for, I was trying to angle it and it just wouldn't angle over. Yeah, assuming you're not in it for the Switch Lite, because you don't want that cheaper model. Assuming you want like a if you're not one of the 80 million people who has a Switch, and you want a Switch, hey, guess what? This is a great opportunity to get a Switch. This thing is going to be, for many people, this is going to be a great first Switch. For many people, this isn't going to matter to you. Maybe when your Switch breaks, you'll buy this one, assuming the Switch Pro isn't out by then. But for many people, yeah, this is going to be like their first Switch. Or potentially. Because, again, I think this is going to phase out the default model of Switch. The non-OLED model. Because that's clearly what they're planning. And I'm fine with that. Personally. Because, yeah, I don't know. I hear they have a problem with burn-in. Which is a thing. But, yeah, I'm going to buy this. And you know what? Maybe when the Switch Pro does come out, I'll trade it in at like assuming GameStop still exists in like a year, which it might not. I don't know. Supposedly my local GameStops are open, but I drove by one a few days ago, and they just seemed abandoned. Like nobody was there. As far as I know, all my local GameStops are closed. So, yeah. I don't know, but I was going to get this upgrade no matter what. I was going to get this because I need a new Switch. Because, I still primarily play Nintendo games. We're playing Mario Golf right now. I've played Animal Crossing every day for, I think we hit 500 days in August. I still haven't broken that, by the way. Still every day. Even though, again, I haven't done anything in months. Which, I'm gonna bitch about Animal Crossing for a second. It's been, I think, over 2 months since the game last got an update. It's been a while. And you know what? I see all these stupid news articles that like, hey, the Animal Crossing update could come any day now. These fools. They're so optimistic about something that's like, I like the game. It's just, it's been so long since the last update. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? Like, you got easily the biggest game of last year. It didn't win at the Game Awards. I don't think it did anyways. It didn't win at the Game Awards. It didn't win anything else. And it probably wasn't even the most sold game last year. Like, Call of Duty Warzones probably did, like, triple its numbers, because of course it did.
Ready?
But that doesn't matter. Because, for at least a few months at the start of quarantine, Animal Crossing encompassed everything. It was easily, for the cultural touchstone, right, in the history books, when people are writing about COVID, like, in, like, 10, 20 years, when, like, they're making history books, and, like, kids are gonna have to learn about the year 2020, there's gonna be a picture of Animal Crossing in there. I guarantee it. Because it was just, like, it kicked off the quarantine. It was such a cultural moment. Right, like how there's going to be a picture of Pokemon Go in, like, 2015. Because, you know, that we joke that, like, oh, that was the one moment we had found world peace. Man, I don't know. I've just seen nothing but disappointment. I've seen nothing but people shitting on this thing all week long. And also, it's called OLED model, which explains why it wasn't shown before E3. God damn it, I was trying to avoid hitting that tree. You know, that's the one thing that's nice. Oh god, we should have used the new golf clubs. I'm an idiot. That's the one thing that is nice about the campaign mode, is that you get these sets of custom golf clubs. Actually, yeah, let's just do it like that. You get these sets of, like, or you can, like, upgrade your character, and, like, you can control the ball, so, like, you can, like, change the way it goes, like, left or right, like, halfway through the shot, which is totally what I would have left the first area unchanged, but then changed, like, the second or third area to, like, curve it back, which is nice and convenient. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, I'm gonna buy it. And hopefully you saw this all coming. Because my Switch is broken. I said I was gonna buy this no matter what. Or months ago I did, basically. And hey, guess what? I didn't lie, did I? Yeah. And maybe with a nice screen, a nice OLED screen, I'll play it more. And I keep saying I think the Switch Pro is coming. Because if you look at, like, the Bloomberg report about the Switch Pro, or all the rumors, you see some of those reports, and they're, like, 95% correct. OLED screen, got it correct. I think expanded storage, like the Switch Pro has 64 gigs. They got that right. The wider display stand, they got that right. Dock with an Ethernet port, yep, they got that correct. People mostly nailed the Switch Pro. The one thing they got wrong, though, is that it was gonna have a better chip in, like, DLSS and do 4K. That's the one thing they got wrong. And I've seen some conspiracy theories about it. The main one is that because there's a chip shortage right now. Like, the reason PS5s and Xbox Series X's are so hard to find, even though at least the Xbox Series X, I've actually had, like, a dozen opportunities to get one. PS5's been a little harder, but I've had 2 or 3. But again, I've been saving up for this. But the reason some of those things are so hard to find is because there's a chip shortage. Same thing with graphics card, GTX 360s or 380s or whatever, 3080s. The reason those have been so hard to find is because, well, Bitcoin miners, and now the Bitcoin market has crashed thanks to Elon Musk. But that is a part of it, for sure. Does that count? Does that count as a stroke? No, that doesn't. Okay. But yeah, so the market did crash with Bitcoins, which is making GTX, because I need a new computer. Mine's getting up there in age, and I've been thinking about getting actually making a computer this time. But it's like, oh, how the fuck am I gonna find a graphics card? But thanks to, because the Bitcoin market has collapsed, it seems like graphics cards are easier to get, which is cool. So who knows? Maybe I'll make a computer at some point. I don't plan on. I want to, but I don't like have any specific plans at this moment exactly. But yeah, and so I've seen the conspiracy theory that, hey, what if Nintendo decide they were gonna do this thing with 4K, but because of the chip shortage and everything, they decided to like scale back and do just like a normal Switch chip instead, which again there are still shortages of, and this thing is still gonna be a pain in the ass to find. But what if that was Nintendo's logic? And you know, coming from Nintendo, I can believe it. I can totally believe that that's a thing. I should have chipped it one more over. We'll hit the green still, but yeah. Coming from it, I could totally see that being a Nintendo move. And maybe next year when, you know, there's less of a chip shortage or whatever, maybe Nintendo will actually do a proper Switch Pro. Because, you know, Nintendo's always working on the next console. They know... God, I hit that way too hard. Like, even just looking at it, it's like, oh my gosh. Even Nintendo is aware that there is a chip shortage. This isn't going to make it. Ugh. Yeah, next year we're probably going to get an actual Switch Pro that has the DLSS or whatever the fuck that's called, that has a better chip, that does 4K. Yeah, that'll happen. Also, they talked about how you can the new Switch dock. Like, let's say you don't want to just buy like a stupid Ethernet port collector, and you want the new Switch dock. You can do that. You can just. I think it's. I can't remember if it was 40 or 50 bucks. It might have even been 60. The new Switch dock you can just buy. It doesn't come with an HDMI and it doesn't come with a charger, but you can buy it from Nintendo's website for like. I want to say, yeah, it was like 40 or 50 bucks, which the actual default Switch dock, ugh, you can also buy from Nintendo's website for, I want to say, yeah, like 40 or 50 bucks. As I mentioned months ago, I actually got a second Switch dock, not because GameStop did a thing. Like, you know, GameStop, if you follow Wario 64, GameStop does their deals of the day. Most of the time they're garbage. Every once in a while they'll have a good one. But GameStop did their deal of the day, and one of them was a Switch dock, an HDMI, and a charging cable for, I want to say, it was like 20 or 30 bucks. It was stupid cheap. And I was like, oh, I'll take advantage of that. Thank you very much. Is it this way? Yes, okay. I know there's one way that makes the ball lob up, and there's one way that keeps it lower to the ground. And I always kind of forget which one is which. We're gonna... Oh! Oh, I thought we were gonna hit it there for a second. I should have curved it a little bit more. But yeah. Anything... I don't know. So yeah, they're selling the Switch dock. Of course, they did... I think they did say that the Switch... or the normal Switch will work with the Switch LED dock, if you want that. I don't know if they said that if the Switch LED model, because they're the exact same size. Like, it's literally the exact same dimensions. Like, the Switch Lite's a little smaller. No, the Switch OLED model, the screen is bigger, but that's because they removed some of the bezel. It's the exact same.
Ready?
I guess... Ooh, actually, let's try to hit here. But let's try to hit, like, right around there. Could have gone a little farther. Oh, God, I was like, don't go down the hill. I could have gone a little farther. Because we're batting up hill, and oh my god, that curve is way steeper than I expected. Yeah, I could have gone farther. But yeah, that's the Switch LED. I'm going to be buying it, but that's because my Switch is broken. Honestly, I don't expect the majority of people to buy it. Because this product isn't made for you. This product isn't made for everyone. But hey, if you play your Switch exclusively or mostly in handheld mode, this is a great product for you. This screen will... I fucked this up. Oh, wow, I didn't. Oh, I thought I fucked up that part. But yeah, no, this is great for you. And I of course, you don't need to actually buy it. If you've got a perfectly working regular Switch, yeah, no, you don't got to worry about this. But if you don't, well, hey, this option's here. And again, I love the Switch. I do recommend it. Right? So many good games. Does that wind actually even affect your ball? I've been wondering that, because I've never seen it do anything. Let's curve it this way. Maybe a little more. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's Switch OLED. I don't know if I have anything else to really say about it. Other than, yeah, I'll be picking one up, that's for sure. And we'll talk. I'm just waiting for pre-orders at the moment, and hopefully we'll talk about it, and hopefully I can, again, assuming I actually have the fucking time, hey, maybe we'll talk about it again in October. I mean, I'm still doing in chat, but like maybe we'll like do Metroid Dread on it or whatever. That'd be cool. So yeah, I guess, you know, we've talked about the Switch Pro for 40 minutes now. Let's actually talk about the next thing, State of Play. So there was a State of Play showcase on the 8th. So what, that was Thursday? Like I said earlier, I did not see this showcase until about... It's been 2 hours now. At the time it happened, I was busy. And I have been busy, or I've been doing other things. Like, I've been watching other videos and other, like, YouTube content and whatnot. And, like, once I, like, missed it live, it fell to the back of my, whatever, like, my priorities, because, yeah. But I did get around to watching it today, and, a lot of people, from what I get, a lot of people were expecting this to basically be PlayStation's, like, big E3 conference. Like, we had we had all the big E3 conferences a month ago now. A lot of people were expecting, hey, this to be a bigger conference for PlayStation. That was never what this was going to be. This was never going to be a bigger conference for PlayStation. Nah, that's... Oh, come on. That's not what this was going to be. That's not what this was ever going to be. Because PlayStation, I mean, they don't... Outside of the PS5 reveal conference, every other conference I've seen them do lately has all been stuff like this. PlayStation doesn't really do... Ooh, yeah, I'll take that. PlayStation hasn't really been doing big conferences, and they came into this saying, I think they even said, like, this was going to have, like, 9 minutes of Deathloop, and I think it was, like, a 30-minute show. Maybe it was 35, but it was a short show either way. So, I expected a smaller thing going in, and I guess it's been a week of disappointment. People were disappointed by the new Switch, and I guess people have been disappointed by this. Personally, I thought it was fine. I thought this was a fine State of Play. Definitely nothing amazing. I'm gonna hit it, aren't I? Ooh, oh, that's way worse. Oh, no! Oh, shit. Come on. Put me out of bounds, please. Do I... What? What? Oh my god, I have to play from here. What the fuck? Is there a way to put me back on, like, if you're in trouble, you can take a penalty stroke. Declare unplayable and re-hit. Yes. Oh my god. Declare no. Declare Fuck, really? Really, game? You're gonna do this to me. Come on, come on. No, fuck, fuck. Oh my god. Forfeit hole. I can't make it up from that. I don't know how big of a penalty we take. Did we just lose? That gave us a 12-stroke penalty. Fuck. We went from being, what, -6 to +1. Fuck that. Oh my god. I should have just, the second I landed outside the thing, I should have just hit declare it unplayable. And then it just wouldn't let me go back. It wouldn't let me get back on. I maybe could have made it I probably could have made it under 12. But, like, fuck. That sucks. Yeah, state of, oh god, what was I talking about? State of play, I thought it was fine. Like, I don't know, state of play, I'll admit, I am fucking tired of Deathloop. Not because I think it's bad, but because I just, like, come out already, like, come on, like, I've seen this, we've been seeing this game for, what, 3 years now? I'm just ready for it to come out. But, let's just go through it. I wrote down everything while I have little things to say. The first announcement to open the show is Moss Book 2. Moss is like a VR game. From what I hear, it's actually pretty good. Like, I don't think I've heard it's as good as, like, Astrobot's Playroom, but I've heard good things about Moss. And it's a VR, which it does, okay, the one thing that does suck is it's VR, because right, like, and I'll say the same thing about Astrobot Rescue Mission. I hear they're good games, but they're only on VR, and I don't have a VR. And the thing that does, because it opens with PS5. This trailer doesn't open with PS4 VR. Oh my god, I cannot believe that. We were doing, I mean, we still won, but, like, in the last hole, we broke even. God, I can't believe that. But yeah, I heard... total of 72, and we did 72. Yep, we were doing so good. We were 7 up at the top 9, and that one hole just ruined everything for us. Oh God. We did as in the back 9. We did it as bad as everybody else. Let's go back to main menu. We're gonna do another track. Maybe we'll do. I guess let's do a back or a front. Let's just do a 9 of speed golf. I'm not really too picky, and I guess we can use star clubs, whatever that is. Let's just do Bonnie Greens, I guess. Let's do a 9. Let's do a random hole. Standard, normal, special. Let's do all start at the same time. The time advantage thing is weird. But yeah, Moss 2. I've heard Moss is a good game. This is probably also a good game. Right. I hear people like those games. I don't have a VR. It looks like it's gonna... Because we know PlayStation 5 VR is next year. Oh, I get a little bit more hit on this. That's nice. Oh, and hey, we get what I was talking about earlier with the, being able to hit, like... Oh, yeah, I forget we're doing this. We get the 2-stroke hit thing. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I think Moss 2 looks fine. Oh, gosh dang it. Next up was Arcadegeddon. which is some sort of... at first I thought it was going to be like, like there's those games, like 2 Point Hospital or 2 Point University, which is all about like, oh, you've got this like hospital or this college that you got to manage, right? When I saw the trailer for Arcadegeddon, made me think it was going to be a game like that. Oh wow, we undershot that. That's not what this is. To my disappointment, that's not what this is. Because I kind of like... The art style's a little weird, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. So that was my hope, that, hey, maybe it'll be something like that. Nope. Nope, sadly, it's not like that. It looks to be a looter-shooter style game. Kind of reminds me of like a Fortnite or... It's not a battle royale. It's more of like a Fall Guys thing, because there seems to be like different levels. There's like one like mode that's kind of like Rocket League. There seemed to be another mode that was kind of like... that had you like swinging baseballs as like the tiles fall out beneath you. Oh, fuck, I screwed that up. But yeah, it looks... I don't know. I know there's actually... I think the demo is available right now if you want it. I'm gonna wait for that toad. I think, yeah, if you want it, you can play the demo... Oh, wow, we bounced. I think the demo... I don't know if the demo's on PS4 and PS5, but I know there's some sort of demo that you can play right now if you're interested. So, yeah, I don't know. It didn't really do anything for me. Tribes of Midgard. This was a game that came up a bunch around E3. Like, I think it was... I don't think it was at Microsoft show, but I know it was definitely at a Summer Games Fest. And it's just not a... Like, it's... Because I know there was that Valheim game that I wanted to look more into, but never really did, even though I know people loved it. And yeah, it's another... ever since God of War, every game's been doing Vikings. And I mean, Vikings are cool. But, it's not really for me. I guess that's how I put it. Oh, I should have used my special. Next up was FIST, which is an acronym for why does it have... Oh, Forged in Shadow Torch. Oops, over... Yeah, it's a game called Forged in Shadow Torch, and you're like this, like, rabbit... I think it was a rabbit. You're like this rabbit thing who's got, like, this giant, like, fist mech with, like, a drill on it, and you're trying to, like, fight off, like... I don't know, you're in a mech suit at one point. It's a weird game. It doesn't look bad, honestly. It looks like it could be fun. Just, next up is Hunter Arena Legends, which is as they described themselves in the trailer, it's a fighting game battle royale. Which, whether that's like an actual, like, fighting game, or it's, what's that called? Or it's like an action-adventure battle royale game. Kind of like if Paladins was a battle royale game. No, Paladins is a hero shooter, but you know what I mean. Right, like they made a Smite battle royale game. Smite's a game. Smite would make sense in that context, right? So yeah, that's a thing, I guess. It is coming to PS Plus. It, I think, is the free PS Plus game for either August or September. I don't really remember off the top of my head. Oh wow, that was actually a great shot. But it's coming to PS Plus. You know, it's one of those Fall Guys, Worms. What was the other one? I guess just Fall Guys and Worms. I don't know. I know PlayStation can get away with a lot by putting these games on PS Plus, and like that guarantees these games have an audience. that no matter what, these games will have some sort of audience. Wow, we're doing terrible on this. I mean, I guess I'm just not... When it comes to speed golf, I guess I'm just not fast enough. I guess I just don't play fast enough. Because they always get to the hole faster than I do, and... Next up was Sifu, which is... This was a game that was shown at, I think, a previous PlayStation conference. And it's like this fighting game. It kind of reminds me of like a 3D Hotline Miami. Which Hotline Miami is a good game, so... I guess that's neat. It looks... Like, the trailer they showed today mentioned, like, oh, as you... Oh, God, of course, we're in the bunker. Like, talked about how, like, oh, as you level up, you... Or, like, as you... Like, every time you die in the game, you come back with, That's what I wanted to do. Screw over all the others. Because, yeah, that star bit can be a dick move. That buys me some time. It talked about how, like, every time you like, died, you grew, like, a few years older, which is an interesting mechanic, to say the least. That's okay. I'm interested to see how that would work. And it got delayed until next year, but hey, they're delaying it till next year. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, sure. I don't know. I think I might have been dismissive of this game in the past, but it looked fine. Again, it is like a 3D Hotline Miami. That sounds fun in theory. I think part of this is that I'm just terrible at drafting. Like drafting is like such a big thing in this, and I'm just terrible at it. Also, Rosalina takes forever to hit a putt. Like, I'm amazed that I got it in faster than those other two. Jet, The Far Shore. I think we talked about... I was expecting this to be at E3, and it just wasn't, which I found interesting. But it was here at this PlayStation conference. And, yeah, it looks... Again, I've heard good things about Far the Lone Shore. So oh, fuck. I was... Ugh. So, I guess this could be good. Sure. I'll admit, again, I was kind of rushing to watch this thing. And I was checked out for a little bit. And I think I did check out at one point while this game was up. And, of course, I checked out at the end when it got to Deathloop again, but we'll talk about that. Yeah. Again, I've heard good things about Far the Lone Shore, so this is probably also good. Next up was they showed off an Animu Demon Slayer game. Demon Slayer is... I have not watched Demon Slayer. I guess I should just say that for clarity's sake. I will one day. Like, I have it... Oh, come... Oh, my God. Oh, fuck, we actually got in. Oh, that's a great moment. I was like, oh, that's it. We're out. But yeah, so Demon Slayer... So, I've talked before about how it's interesting how, like, anime movies aren't canon. Like, I think the My Hero Academia movies are a good example. I'm pretty sure... I think there's, like, 3 of them. All 3 of the My Hero Academia movies aren't canon. The Demon Slayer movie, on the other hand, that came out earlier this year and made, like, a shitload of money, I think it's the biggest box office of the year so far, is canon. Like, not only is the Demon Slayer movie canon, but I guess Season 2 also started, and you cannot watch Season 2 without watching the movie. Like, it just makes no sense, I guess. Like, there's so many things that happen in the movie that, like, you need to see, which is... okay. It's just not something I've seen before, so that's why I'm like, oh, that's neat. But the actual... So my joke there is that, oh, the game's also going to be canon. Right? We're going to find out that, hey, if you... hey, if you don't play the game, well, you'll never get it. Oh, God, did we hit the bunker? Oh, God. You know what, that'll be fine.
Nice.
Come on, come on, come on. Give it to me. How many holes are we? I should check how many holes in we are. And then the Lost Judgment, which is by the developers of Yakuza. I still haven't played Yakuza Like a Dragon. I did download it on Xbox. Haven't played it. Nope. I want to, though. Because, again, I've heard great things. They talked about Death Stranding Director's Cut, which seems to have a lot... How many holes are we in? Okay, we've got one more. The Death Stranding Director's Cut seems to have a massive amount of content. Like, Hideo Kojima, yeah, he added stuff in. Like, this is... Death Stranding is a game I in theory, want to play, just because, you know, it's Hideo Kojima. It's going to be an interesting game. Is it good? I don't know. From what I understand... Oh, did we land in the bunker? God damn it. From what I understand, it starts off very slow. It's not that... Like, it doesn't start off that great. But it gets good. Like, once you get, like, halfway through... No, it does become a good game. That's what I've heard anyways.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice shot.
So, I don't know. And this director's cut looks real... I don't know. I've seen Death Stranding. I think I've seen it go on sale for like $20. And I guess if you want to buy the director's cut, if you already own the game, it's like another $10. So, hey, this might... So, I might... I don't know. Again, I don't have a PS5. God damn it. I overshot that like hell. I don't have a PS5, but hey, this director's cut might be good. Okay, we got it in on par. I don't know. It's the director's cut, sure. But yeah, there were some interesting things. Like, you can build a ramp now, which I know traversing, there was like a robot that you can use to like carry packages for you. Okay, neat. Did we win? I don't think we won that, but it was close. Oh, we did. Okay, we won it by 2 points. Okay. And then the final thing was they showed off Deathloop. And Deathloop is the Bethesda... I don't remember what other studio is made. It's Bethesda and the studio that did Dishonored. Let's go back to the main menu. Dishonored is a game... I played the first Dishonored. I thought it was fine. I don't know, there was something... In my memory, the game was kind of judgy, for lack of a better term. Like, it had certain ways it wanted you to, like, play, and if you didn't play to its standards, it was kind of... Yeah. Might as... See, fine, let's check out the new course that I haven't played. It kind of... How do I put... Yeah, it felt judgy. Like, because you can either beat the game by going through and killing all the enemies, which I think gives you, like, a bad ending, or you can go through and play it completely stealthily, which is, like, the way the game wants you to play. And, yeah, I think it... Yeah, I kind of remember it being, like, judgmental about that. Because, like, it gives you all these different approaches, but it clearly wants you to play stealthily. Because I think there is something like a good or bad ending. And I hope Deathloop doesn't do that. I don't think we know right now if it does or doesn't. But I really hope it doesn't. Because that would kind of suck. Especially for a game that's looking... It's good. I am interested in this Deathloop. The problem is I'm tired of seeing it. we have been getting trailers for this gosh darn game for like 2+ years now. I'm just ready for it to come out. I know it'll be good. It's just, I'm just ready. And it looks like it could be better than Dishonored. I do have a few questions about it. Like the other player that's like, so you're trying to kill like 8 other people, and one of them is also trying to kill you. Like there's an assassin who's hunting you. And at one point they made it seem like the person hunting you is either an AI or another player, which, like, when I remember when the game was first revealed, that's how I thought it was. I thought it was like a player versus player thing, trying to like get down with the whole thing, that you're trying to like, right, like one player is trying to complete the mission and the other player is trying to sabotage them. And that might be how it is, but the fact that the game comes out, like, I've seen 100 trailers for this thing, and I'm still not entirely sure if that's how this works. So that might be a problem in theory. I should have put it in a little bit more. Oh no, I hit it hard enough. I just was a little over. And this I hit too hard. Okay, we're still fine. But yeah, I think we know it had a September 14th release date. Same date as something else comes out on September 14th as well. Do I have that written in my calendar? What comes... Oh, I guess I don't. September 14th is a Tuesday, which is interesting. And the game, it was confirmed after the showcase that the game is PlayStation... Oh, wow. The game is PlayStation exclusive for 1 year, which I know is going to make some people happy, right? 1 year, I know people complain about exclusivity, but like, hey, the game's not going to be exclusive forever, because again, now Bethesda is owned by Microsoft, so it'll be coming to probably Game Pass in like a year. Did I curve that enough? I might have. No, I didn't. It'll get me close, though. Okay, that did not curve nearly as much as I thought it would.
Nice approach. Birdie.
And yeah, the Deathloop gameplay, it went on for like 9 minutes. We saw, right, them kill a person, them get hunted. We've seen it all before. We have seen so much of this game over the past 2+ years. I'm just ready to see something different. I'm good. I'm ready to see... Did we... Oh god, did we overshoot that? Nah, we didn't. Almost, though. I'm just ready to get it over with and see something new. That's what I think I'm getting at. Could have curved a little bit more. And then, yeah, that was the PlayStation Showcase. I don't think it was bad. There were... Again, I still think Deathloop is interesting. I should say... Oh, God, that curve. I guess I'm saying I don't think it's bad. I also don't know if I'd say it was good, per se. I think it's just kind of like, yeah, that's a thing. Oh, good. Right? Like, hey, we got more Deathloop. We got Moss 2. That looks cool. Sifu, I liked the trailer for that. That was fine. Death Stranding, okay. Fist was fine. Arcade Geddon was fine, I guess. I don't know. I've heard people who played the whatever's available right now, and they seem to like it, so... Maybe it's not too bad. But yeah. that was the PlayStation Showcase. Again, I just watched it. It was some people clearly expected more from it. They actually expected like an actual like PlayStation Showcase that had like something more substantial, because again, we still don't know the release date for Horizon Forbidden West, and people did well, not that many people have bought a next generation console, this PlayStation 5 or whatever, and it's clearly not getting that much use. But hey, Deathloop's going to be a good game on it, and as will some of these other things, probably. Sifu got pushed until next year, so yeah. But yeah, they're kind of in a better position in Microsoft. Seeing the Deathloop trailer, I still have to play freaking Prey. I know that's Arcane Studios who's doing Redfall, or whatever that game was called. At some point, I need to play Prey, because I've been wanting to. Oh, look at that. Yeah, at some point, I'm going to need to... The wind is strong, but clearly not that strong, I guess. Oh, wow, we actually... we're close. Yeah, I think Prey... Well, Microsoft bought Bethesda. Prey is probably on Game Pass. I think maybe even before Microsoft bought Bethesda, Prey was on Game Pass. I just need to play Prey at some point. I don't know, it got me thinking about that, which I have too many games I need to play, and I clearly just don't have the time. And, like, it's only going to get worse in the coming weeks. I've seen, like, some of, like, what some of these professors have planned. Like, you know, you look through their syllabi. Oh, God. Okay, we're going to go this way. It is a nightmare. One class in particular is a goddamn nightmare. Oh, that worked better than I thought. So I guess let's next talk about Ubisoft, the company that protects sexual abusers. Ubisoft is the company that protects sexual abusers, or mental and physical abusers, I guess is the better way of putting it. Yep, Ubisoft hasn't changed, and it's highlighted in this story. So a story came out, I think it started with Jason Schreier, but in a blog post from Ubisoft themselves, they later did confirm that no, this is a real thing. Basically, from here, so Assassin's Creed it's a single-player game. But over the past few years, they have been making Assassin's Creed more and more grindier because they put microtransactions in the game. So they make Assassin's Creed more grindy to encourage you to spend money on the microtransactions. And guess what? It works. I know, specifically with Odyssey. Odyssey, I guess, is the best Assassin's Creed ever. But they fucking ruined it by putting microtransactions in it. They made the game grindy to encourage people to spend money to make the game a little less grindy. Fucking scum. Especially for a single-player game. But yeah, Ubisoft right. So this has been something that's been coming for a while now, but Ubisoft has been like, yep, this is something we are going to do. And that is Assassin's Creed as a live service game. Yep, this was inevitable, sadly. It sucks that this was inevitable, but this was inevitable. You know, we hope for the best, because I loved Assassin's Creed. Okay, 1 was I played 1, it's whatever. 2 is good, Brotherhood is good, Revelations, I only played half of, actually, because I was playing all the Assassin's Creed in the lead up to 3, and by the time I was halfway through, Revelations 3 came out, so I just went and played 3 instead. 3 wasn't that great. 3 was fine. Like, the ship stuff was cool, but it was mostly, whatever. Yeah, that was 3. But the ship stuff was cool. 4 was fantastic. 4 is the best game in the series. And then I've heard bad things about Unity, and I've heard bad things about Syndicate, And since then, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed. I didn't play... The last one I played was 4, because, again, Unity had a terrible reputation. And I heard Syndicate wasn't that great. And I don't know. I guess I just had no interest.
Nice shot.
But, ooh, there's a gold... Doesn't that... I think that golden pipe does something. I remember hearing about that somewhere. Oh, that would have been so good. That would have been so good. I don't think I've ever gotten an albatross in this. And I've also never gotten a hole-in-one.
Nice.
I've gotten an eagle before. But yeah, so they're making Assassin's Creed into like a live service game, you know, ones that like profit off the microtransactions, because, you know, Call of Duty's a live service game. And so this brings us, besides for Ubisoft being a company that protects abusers, which we're going to keep saying, never let them forget, one of the things that also fucking sucks about this, or something that just keeps happening to these studios, that fucking sucks, is how they keep getting screwed over. Like, you look at what Activision Blizzard is doing with all of its studios. Vicarious Visions. Is it Vicarious Visions or is it Visceral Games? It's one of those two studios, right? You see what they're doing with that game. You see what... Toys for Bob. Toys for Bob made fucking Crash Bandicoot and Skylanders. And you know what the game they're doing now? Fucking Call of Duty Warzones. Because guess what? Even though Skylanders was $1 million franchise, it was fucking huge. But it hasn't been for a long time. And Crash Bandicoot made money, but it didn't make all the money in the world. That's why they put microtransactions into Crash Team Racing. But on top of that, right, Activision studios can't just be happy with making money. They have to make all the money in the world. So Toys for Bob, a studio that did completely different games, is now being forced to work on Call of Duty Warzones. Visceral Games or Vicarious Visions, one of those two, has been more or less dismantled to work on... Oh, come on, get over. Ooh. I didn't think we were going to make it for a second. Yeah, these studios just keep getting mistreated. And now we're seeing that with Ubisoft. Of course, Assassin's Creed make a lot of money. But clearly, Ubisoft thinks they're not making enough because they want studios that make all the money in the world. So now we have a Ubisoft, or now we're going to have a Ubisoft live service game. It's not going to be this year. It's not going to be next year even. It may not be until like 2024, 2025. We may get another normal Assassin's Creed. I'm not going to be playing it. I'm not going to be playing any Ubisoft games because Ubisoft is a company that protects mental and physical abusers. Which leads us to the other problem with this thing, right? Ubisoft is a company that protects mental and physical abusers, and the hope was that, hey, maybe Ubisoft should get rid of those mental and physical abusers. They didn't. They just shifted them around in the company. Right? They still have their jobs. A lot of them still have their jobs. A lot of them still have generous stock. Even the ones who left still have generous stock options. And it just fucking sucks. Because Ubisoft is a shitty company. And I think the guy who's like, because originally when doing Assassin's Creed Unity, or Assassin's Creed Origins, they wanted to have a female protagonist. But the guy at Ubisoft who's like friends of the Guillemets and in charge of like a bunch of creative decisions was like, nope, only male protagonists. And that's why whatever the character is a male protagonist. Eventually they did win over in Odyssey, but it was an uphill battle because again, he mentally and physically abused people. At least allegedly he did. And it's just an all-around terrible thing. He's gone from the company, but a lot of other shitty people at Ubisoft? No, they aren't. So, yeah, Ubisoft is still filled with shitty people, and of course the people behind this Assassin's Creed are the shitty people, right? These mental and physical abusers. They're the ones behind, they're the leads of this project. Nothing has changed. Ubisoft is still a shitty company that's doing shitty things that is abusing its employees. Nothing has fucking changed. And this game is gonna be a fucking disaster. It's probably gonna do well because even though I think Odyssey, like I don't think Valhalla did as good as Odyssey. But yeah, no, Ubisoft is still a company that protects mental and physical abusers. Of course, at this time, when talking about this game, I did actually see people like mention, because a big part of the story, because as gamers, while most people are like, oh, well, microtransactions are fine as long as they're loot boxes, they aren't. And this game totally might have loot boxes. That's totally something they can do. Also, the other thing, though, is that, right, because we know that, like, all the abusers are still in charge of this game, we still have all this information. So that I did actually see, in several articles, I did actually see the whole Ubisoft protected mental and physical abusers thing get mentioned. It didn't get mentioned at fucking E3, but it gets mentioned here, which, always, right, never let them forget. I won't stop I will always keep reminding you, even if you're sick of it. Well, too bad, it's the hard truth. Don't buy Ubisoft games. Because fuck Ubisoft. Yeah, Ubisoft is a company that protected mental and physical abusers. Let's move on. Fuck this. This is a terrible thing. God damn it. I loved Assassin's Creed. Now the series is fucking dead. Let's talk about The Witcher Season 2. So Netflix is like doing like a Witcher con right now or something like that. And that wouldn't have made it in, but it would have gotten close. As part of Netflix's Witcher con, they debuted a trailer for The Witcher Season 2. I like season 1 of The Witcher. It was really good. I have the first book, and I need to finish Joseph Anderson's video. I've been talking about this for over a year now. But The Witcher Season 1 is really good. At some point, I will watch Season 2. Or when Season 2 comes out, I will be watching it. At some point, though, I will get around to finishing the Joseph Anderson videos. Because, yeah, he put out Part 2, and he's working on Part 3. I know he had another child born recently, so I know that came up, and yeah, no, focus on that, totally. I didn't curve it enough. But yeah, I think the new trailer looks fine. I don't know, I haven't played the game, as I've said. I've never played any of the games, but I liked the show. It was really good. And I didn't hit it far enough. Oh. I liked the show. I thought the show was good. New season trailer looks good. Doesn't come out until December, which is like 5-ish months away. So that's still a while, but hey, I'm down for more Witcher, obviously. And then I guess let's get to WIBE. God, I don't know how we've been going for an hour and a half. Let's get to WIBE. Ooh. We'll be fine. I don't actually have that much to talk about this week for WIBE. Real quick, in and out. Still haven't been listening to Taz. Haven't been playing that many video games, honestly. I did see Black Widow. I went into theaters the other day and saw Black Widow. I thought it was just a quick thing, because I'm going to do a video on it. Not a long video. I wrote down like a dozen or so bullet points that I guess we can talk about, that I'll be making a video on at some point. But yeah, to summarize, I thought it was a good movie. I don't think it's anything amazing. It's a mid-tier Marvel movie, which, hey, you know what? It's been a long time since Marvel, and it looks like after this, Marvel is going to start doing some strange shit with things like the Eternals and Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi just looks different, and the Eternals is, yeah, weird. So it looks like Marvel's going to start doing some weird stuff. I mean, they got Sam Raimi to do a Doctor Strange movie. That'll be fun. We got a Spider-Man later this year. Still don't have a trailer for that. We did get a trailer for One If. I talked about that in the Loki review, which should be up sometime in the next, like, 2 days. Again, I've just been so fucking busy. But yeah, it's, Black Widow was good. I liked it. I thought it was good. It's nothing amazing, obviously. But, yeah, I liked it. And yeah, sure, I don't know if I'd watch it again, personally. But I thought it was good. And yeah, I'll have more detailed thoughts. You know, I've been reviewing all the MCU stuff on the main channel. It takes me a few days to get stuff out because I've been busy. But yeah, I'll be talking about it on the main channel sometime in the next few days. Other than that, I've actually been... So even though I have not been listening to the Adventure Zone, I have been on a bit of a D&D kick. I don't know, I've been thinking about D&D a lot recently. I rewatched, a few years ago, I talked about Joe Cat, who does a craft guide to D&D, and how great he is, and that series finished, I think, last year. But for some reason, I was thinking about it again, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to rewatch a craft guide to D&D. So I did, and it's still really good. This one I know we're going to make. Yeah, no, a craft guide to D&D is still pretty good. I've never played D&D, I should say. Like, I'm one of those assholes who's I've been listening to D&D podcasts for, like, years now, but I've never actually played. Yeah, I'm one of those assholes. Of course, I've never listened to Critical Role. I've admitted that before. Even though I know I'd like it, because I've seen Matt Mercer in other things. Actually, I think he's in that. And he's pretty good in Actually. So I know I'd like Critical Role. But yeah, I've just been thinking about D&D. God, maybe I should just look. I know there are communities to play it online through, like, Discord and whatever. Maybe I should look into that. Of course I won. Maybe I'll look into that, right? But I've been thinking about D&D. I've already watched Joe Cat series. And then I watched Crit Crab. Crit Crab is like a person who reads Reddit. He reads Reddit stories about D&D. And it's just entertaining stuff. Admittedly, I've had them on in the background while I work. So I have missed... Wow, they all tied at +9. So I have missed a few of those stories. I've missed a few, but I've been trying to listen to them. And they're pretty good. Crit Crab does some... Right, there's some funny stories, some interesting moments. I like it. That's a lot of what I've been listening to. Yeah, no, Crit Crab. That's basically all I've been. That's like the only thing I've had time for. And then there's like the normal stuff. Like, I actually missed Off Topic Live for the first time in months the other day because I was busy. I watched the RTX is going on right now. I've seen a few. I've watched a few things from RTX. They premiered Camp Betrayal at first night yesterday. Fuck Camp. You know, again, I know a few weeks ago we talked about how I'd be into like Survivor or whatever. Fuck me, Camp Betrayal is pretty good. I was like, oh, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. So I think that officially premieres like next week. Per character, yeah. So yeah, I was gonna look at that. Okay, character. I think we get something at 3,000 points. I thought we got something at 2,000. Doing all those 18 holes got us a lot of points. At least compared to, because I think going into this we had like 1,800. I know for a fact, there's no way I've only got one eagle. Really? Have I only got one eagle? I know I haven't got any albatrosses or any hole-in-ones. I mean, who else have I I got one as Daisy. Okay. Because, yeah, somebody else chose Rosalina and Daisy's been my backup. Yeah. I've only played this game a few times. I've played it with other people. Online worked fine. It's not an amazing game. I definitely, if you had a choice between this or Golf Story, go pick up Golf Story. It's like $40 cheaper. It's like 20 plus hours. The golfing definitely works a little different, but I like how the golfing works in Golf Story personally, even though I don't really get the putting. But it's a much better game. Golf Story is one of the few if you don't own a Switch, Golf Story is one of those games that I think is a must buy. Golf Story, Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, I guess Animal Crossing. I don't know if I'd say part of me wants to say Animal Crossing, part of me doesn't. Same thing with Mario Kart 8. Part of me wants to say, part of me doesn't. But yeah, so I've been listening to D&D. At some point I need to play D&D. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I keep thinking about it. I need to finish the Adventure Zone. I'll do it one day. But I want to play D&D because I never have before. So I guess that brings us to the end of the show. What's next? So today I was originally thinking about delaying this stream to next week, or not to tomorrow. I mean, because I had a lot of assignments due today, and I've got a lot of assignments. God, it's fucking picked up. Like, holy shit, guys, it has fucking picked. Like, just adding in some more classes. Oh my! And one of these classes is insane. And what I mean by that is that, so right, it's a summer class. So normally classes go for 16 weeks, but this summer class is only going for 4. So right, normally what I think you would do, and what one of my classes is doing, is that they're just taking like the best material from the class, the most important moments, and cramming it into 4 weeks. It's a lot of work, but they're like doing all the highlights. This other class, on the other hand, had the idea of, let's just take 4 weeks of class and compress it down into a single week. And then she talks about how, like, oh, we're not actually doing that much stuff, right? It's not actually that much content. Like, she keeps saying that. And I'm like, it's 300 pages of reading. Like, come the fuck on. And then every time I'm like, okay, this is everything I need to read for the week, she'll send, like, a new email or something. Because this is the one class that doesn't have a fucking syllabus. And, like, she'll send out a new email and be like, oh, guess what? I've added 2 more readings to your thing. And these are each, like, 50 pages. And it's like, fuck. Come on. So it's a lot of reading. There's group projects as well that I have to start worrying about next week. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a fucking lot. I'm going to be exhausted. But, so even though I won't be streaming, we're still going to do in chat. I think I'm going to push it to Saturdays. I think I'm going to start doing it Saturday. Fuck. Give me a second. I might actually be busy Saturday night. Or this upcoming Saturday night. Fuck. Yep, I might be busy this upcoming Saturday. So I guess we're going to do it on Friday. Fuck. I was gonna push it to Saturday. But nope, I am busy Saturday night. So we're pushing it to... So we're going to do it on Friday again. We're going to do... I don't know what we're going to do. I don't think Fall Guys is going to be updated. Even though I think the season runs out in like 3 days. I'm pretty sure they've pushed it. I don't know. I haven't booted up Fall Guys since the last time we streamed it. Because again, I've done the season pass. I have no reason to. But yeah, so maybe we'll go back to Fall Guys for a while. I don't know. I did okay in Mario Golf. We had some good moments. We had some terrible fucking moments. Oh, God. Oh, God. I need to finish the story mode at some point. It's only like 6 hours. And I've been doing every side quest as well. And, yeah. I'm honestly surprised I haven't beaten it. I'm near the end. I think I have, like... Because I'm just at the Bowser's course, so yeah. And yeah, we're not straight. I know. I think Zelda comes out. Skyward Sword comes out next Friday. I think it's a week from today. Yeah, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword or it's a week from yesterday because it's past midnight. But yeah, it's a week from yesterday. I will be picking it now that I have a Switch again. I will be picking it up. Because I'm so busy, I will not be streaming it, even though I wanted to. Nope, that's not going to happen. I will probably just play it on my own, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. I really like Skyward Sword. A lot of people give it a lot of shit. A lot of people give it a bad rap. I think it's a good game. That stupid amiibo, that's... Ugh, fuck. So maybe we'll unbox an amiibo next week. That hasn't happened since, I think that happened the first episode of the season, so what, season 2, episode 1? Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, I guess we'll be back next Friday. I got a lot of work ahead of me. Fuck. But it's only 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks, 4 really fucking intense weeks. Because I not only have all these new classes, but I've got the old ones as well, which... And the part of the reason I pushed it today was because the week for the old classes are due on Friday. The week for some of the new classes are usually due on... Some of it's due on Friday, but it's due on, like, Friday at noon. Some of it's due Friday, or some of it's due... like Sunday, so I have more flexibility in it, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I still want, like, I know I could just go, like, I disappeared back in like I think it was 18. Maybe it was 2019. I think at the end of 2019, like in like October, or maybe even earlier than that, I just fucking disappeared and didn't come back until like March, and nobody even fucking noticed. I would look it up, but I'm not going to, because fuck, I'd have to scroll through like 100 you know, I'm looking at I mean, we've been staring at this golf screen for what, 10 minutes now? Yeah, we'll end it in the next like 3 minutes. Alright, let's see, when did I stop? Okay, it was after we finished Metroid Fusion, which I finished Metroid Fusion July 13th, 2019. So almost a full year. So in 2019, after I finished Metroid Fusion, I just stopped streaming and didn't stream again until, oh god, probably when In Chat came back in... Do I have an In Chat playlist? In Chat Season 1? Year of Metroid? I know I do. Where the... Oh, there it is. In Chat Season 1. I think I came back... I did an In Chat in August, so that happened. And then I did... An In Chat in October... I guess, so I was right about October. I finished Metroid Fusion. I did an In Chat the next month, disappeared for September, came back in October, and then I disappeared until... Oh, I guess I did a few In Chats. Like, I think, for some reason, I think, like, oh, I disappeared and didn't come back for, like, 6 months to a year. No, because I did an In Chat in December, and I did a Game of the Year thing, and then I did one in... February. Okay, so I did kind of disappear, but I came back for a little bit, and then I did one right at the start of COVID, like the week before Animal Crossing came out. That's the one I remember. Because, yeah, for some reason I remember just like at the end of Metroid Fusion, I guess I did one more, and then I'm gone until, yeah, that February one, but I guess that's not true. So I know it wouldn't be a big deal. Like, I don't even know if anyone's watching right now. It says one person is, so, yeah. Ooh. I don't know. But yeah, I know it wouldn't be that big of a deal, and, like, school, college comes above all else, no matter what. But yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's not like we're missing any news. I mean, we talked about, like, 3 news stories. Admittedly, we talked about that Switch Pro or the Switch OLED model, god. You call it for Switch Pro for so long, it's just hard to change it. And then, they're going to eventually reveal the Switch Pro, and it's going to be called the new Nintendo Switch, and I won't be used to that either. But yeah, I guess we talked about that for like 40 minutes somehow, which again, why the fuck do I talk so long? But yeah, we're going to end off here. I'll see you next week. Oh yeah, Loki and Black Widow stuff will be out sometime in the next few days. Definitely. I don't know when, obviously, but those will come up when they come up on the main chat. Again, I don't know if anybody cares, but hey, I've been doing those since WandaVision, since like 3 episodes into WandaVision, 3 or 4. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Till next time, peace.